Hello, everybody. This is Chichihiro, and welcome back to my playthrough of 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. Oh boy, wasn't that the abrupt ending in the previous episode, huh? I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what's wrong with OBS. It just crashed, and thank God I didn't lose any of that footage. And so thank God I was able to realize that it stopped recording. So I was able to quit the game right there. Well, I saved, then I quit, and decided to keep going on another episode. It was a bit shorter as a result, I guess, and we kind of interrupt Seven right in the middle of his explanation of the gigantic, which we have already seen, but it's interesting to listen to it again just so we can refresh a couple of concepts and stuff. But since we're here, how about we jump right into it? All right, so this guy, they're talking about this Gordain lore, I think.
Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical.
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, look at that. Name in brackets. That means it's important.
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
We don't, but I mean, it's the best we got, so.
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured.
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
Yeah, and even if it was the gigantic, we're not sure what the direct implications of that would be for us in this situation. So, I guess it's better than nothing, but it's just a neat piece of knowledge. In terms of the story, however, I have no idea what this is setting up, but I'm excited to know.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean,
Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his
I
mouth.
don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Right. Right. Oh shit. Hold on. Okay. Junpei doesn't know about this in this playthrough. Because thanks to one of the commenters, one of my friends, who reminded me that when Seven told Junpei that he had amnesia, he wasn't just telling us. I mean, he had already told everybody else, but because they found me last, I wasn't in the loop. But because we got to spend some time with him, we learned that. In this route, however, we haven't had the chance to learn this, so this is the first time Junpei's hearing about this. Huh, interesting. I wonder. Okay, let's just see. What's his reaction gonna be?
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Memory isn't back?
Yeah, that's about right. Shock. Junpei was, he felt, legitimately shocked by what seemed to be new and very important information. Everyone else, however, seemed unimpressed. In fact, they all looked at Junpei as though he had said something very strange.
Yeah?
They're just giving him the bra. Did you just seriously question what they've just said?
Your point being?
He decided to revise his attitude for the next
Wait,
question.
Was I the only one that didn't know?
Everyone nodded.
Why?
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh?
We just didn't get the chance.
I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up.
What?
Then, almost as if to save Junpei from further embarrassment. Yeah, time's running out. A bell began to ring from far away.
Huh. A bell.
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Junpei counted each chime carefully.
10, 11, 12. Huh, 12.
6 hours left, guys.
It's midnight.
And we cut it really close last time. Then again, I don't think. I mean, I know that we didn't make it out, so. Yikes.
Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
We don't have any time to screw around.
I wonder if all endings are gonna be like bad, but to like different degrees. Like, I wonder if some people are gonna be saved in some endings some way. Oh, I'm so curious to know. I want to know already.
Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
Yeah, let's get going.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room. That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Yeah. Also, his dialogue didn't really match what's written here. So, what's up with that?
Hmm?
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
Don't freak out. We've already searched 4 of them.
Yeah, 48 left.
4 rooms?
We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
Yeah, look at this. The narration just doesn't match up. Did they record the lines and then this was written, but the lines turned out differently and they forgot to rewrite them? Huh, I wonder.
There are 48 other rooms?
Mm. Her earlier experiences had apparently not encouraged Lotus to trust Seven. Seven scratched his head awkwardly.
Maybe?
All right, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Okay, the lines are back to normal,
Yeah.
Yes!
looks like. Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from forward to aft.
We'll all meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah. Sounds straightforward enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
And unfortunately, this is gonna be the last time in a while, or maybe at all, that we're gonna be able to see Snake. So, goodbye, sweet prince.
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Right.
Then let's do this.
Okay, the details decided, they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they'd been assigned. By the way, I'm curious about this. Have we not already, have we finally like reached like a different, we still haven't. We're still here. Where are we gonna progress here? Okay. I trust the game. It's just weird, you know? However, fade to black. From far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. Have we progressed in the story now? Yes. Okay. So we were right there. That's interesting. So I was scared. Okay. So here's the thing. I've been told about the skip button. Yeah, by a close friend of mine. I've mentioned them before. They've played the game before. They're just giving me just like non-spoilery tips. Skip mode is a thing that I haven't really experienced because everything was brand new during my first playthrough. But apparently, I can skip dialogue that I've seen before, right? And I've been debating with myself if I should use that when we get to the points where the story comes back to like points in common. Because on the one hand, I don't want to make you guys sit through stuff that we've seen before. Like, we know what's gonna happen. We know what happened. We know what's gonna happen. Snake's missing. That the Reds are active again. But we're gonna go look for him. Then, everyone's gonna say their piece, and Lotus is gonna be. By the way, we need to leave people behind. Ace is gonna stay behind, and whatever. Yeah, we know that's gonna happen. But on the other hand, novel mode is new for me because I hadn't activated it on the latest on the first playthrough, right? So I'm worried I'm gonna miss out on some neat dialogue because now that I know that this is a thing, I just wanna read everything that Junpei has to say or think for himself, you know? It's neat characterization, like the way he reads other characters and stuff, and the way he thinks, you know? So after asking for their opinion and stuff, I've decided I'm not gonna use skip mode on this playthrough. I'm probably gonna do it for sure on the next route, whatever that's gonna end up being. But for the time being, I'm just gonna let all this dialogue play out. And I think pacing wise, that's gonna take the remainder of this episode and probably a large chunk of the next because we still have to sit through everyone talking about their things and stuff. And I'm sorry if that's boring to you, but this is my playthrough and that's what I want to do with the game. That's how I want to experience. I want to keep giving my thoughts on the stuff that the characters talk about. And yeah, again, sorry for the pacing, but it's what we're gonna do. All right. So now that you know, let's go back. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
Right. He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there.
Huh?
Ace, Santa, Clover, June, Seven, and Lotus. They had gathered in front of door number 8. Or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Mm-hmm. Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Uh-huh. Immediately, he knew what she had meant.
Vacant?
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
I don't think this... Okay, there are several possibilities. There are so many possibilities as to who did this, right? Whoever it is, they're not gonna say anything.
Well,
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut. See, look at this. She was hesitating. But the others looked as confused. Yeah, she's confused, but she's also hesitating. And they're not saying anything else. So, is there something she knows? Is there something she doesn't know? Maybe that's nothing. Maybe that's reaching. Maybe that's just kidding myself, telling me, oh, it was totally worth it to stay on novel mode just to revisit stuff that we have already seen. Maybe I'm just scoping. Let me know. Don't actually, spoil the game or anything.
What the hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to lead things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know?
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
Uh-huh.
What? Let me see.
And the others are the same. Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again, just to make sure. The slot that had been open on the bottom was now covered with metal.
You're right. It's in there. What about the other 2?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other 2 boxes.
It's just as you said.
Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
All right, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
Or they're just not gonna say anything.
Correct.
none.
Do you know something, Ace? Does June know something? Ace and June nodded silently. Seven raised his hands as if to say not me, and Santa just shrugged. See, look at this. Extra bits of characterization. This is good. This helps us connect with the characters. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing.
Huh. Wait a minute.
That was when he noticed. Yeah. Oh
Where's
boy.
Snake?
Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
We don't know.
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it. But nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
And about asking him in person, I don't know if we're gonna get the chance to.
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
She's so upset. Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible.
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes. I love this. I love this narration. I'm so upset that I missed out on it on the first playthrough.
I'm gonna go look for him.
The words were barely out of her mouth when she began
Hey,
to run.
hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was gone.
Well, that didn't work. Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
No, we're not leaving two people behind. We should go look for them.
Oh, June, she doesn't know that it's not gonna matter. Because even if we found Snake, we have Lotus's problem to think about, so...
Oh man, this ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Come on, Santa. Be cool, man.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time.
Like, I get it. In this situation, there's 5 hours left. There's no time to be doing this, but...
We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. In front of the stairs that led to B deck, they decided to
Let's
split
split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
Then I shall look that way.
I'll be over here.
See you all later.
Soon, only 2 of them were left. Those 2 were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others.
All right, we should go too.
Yes, let's go. But where should we start?
Let's see.
Right, so this is where we get to check on everybody else. The casino, this is where Lotus is. The first class cabin. This is Clover, I believe. The hallway with all the rooms. That would be Ace. And back to the large hospital room. Who was here? Was it Santa? I think so. And out of all these options, yeah, dialogue we've seen previously. I'm sorry if that's boring, but it's my playthrough. I'm gonna run with it. And besides, there's a particular piece of dialogue here that I'm very interested to revisit. So, we'll see. Let's check out the casino. That's where Lotus
How about the
is.
casino on B deck?
Okay, let's go, Jumpy.
They took off up the stairs at a run. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her
Hey,
nails.
what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
Yeah, look, thanks to the narration here, we know that she's not really doing that.
I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah. I wonder what's up with her, because she was also so casual about when we all got stuck in the freezer. Does she just not care? Is she just pretending not to care? What is she trying to accomplish, yeah? You know?
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
I sure would. Let's listen to what she has to say, which we know what it is, but I'm interested anyway.
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it. Why don't we team up?
Team up?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you?
On my first On my first playthrough, yes, I hadn't yet realized what the implications were, but she was two steps ahead.
I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
Why?
Jumpy's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital root would be 1.
5 plus 6 plus 8 equals 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10. 1 plus 0, it's 1.
But there's no number 1 door in the large hospital room.
Yeah, we will find this one later.
The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
But to find it, we need some of the keys that are right here, so...
Then we add another person.
Huh?
Who?
What, isn't that easy? 7.
Oh, if we add 7, 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7 equals 26. The digital root of 26, 2 plus 6 equals 8.
Then the 4 of them could go through the number 8 door. But...
Wait a minute. What about the other 4? Ace,
Yeah.
Snake, Santa, and Clover.
Well, why don't you add them up?
that was simple
1
enough.
plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 plus 0 equals 1. The digital root for those 4 would be 1.
That's not good enough.
That's right.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
Of course I know that.
No! Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we?
See, this is too risky of a plan.
Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Don't try to lie to us. I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Really? Why do you think that?
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left.
Yep, we're on a very strict time limit. There's no time to be messing around.
Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Well, you never know until you try.
No, you're not thinking this through.
Yeah, but the sacrifice would be too high.
Even if we brought 7 with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship.
And of course, we already know what's going on with the 9 door. We already know what the trick, what the catch is, which is that several of us are doomed anyway. But at this point in the game, I know what she's gonna bring up next, which is the fact, well, it doesn't matter if we leave them behind now or later, but people are gonna get left behind.
The 4 of us couldn't open door 9.
Yep.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
I believe June, myself, and 7 could. That would mean Lotus gets behind. So, would she put her mouth where her... No, that's the other way around. Would she put her money where her mouth is? God damn it. And stay behind and trust that we would be back in however many hours? I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's right.
I might be misremembering, but I definitely think that it was myself, June, and 7 who get out with the numbers that we have right now.
The digital root for the 4 of us would be 8, so we'd have to add Ace to make 9.
Uh-huh.
That's right. Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck.
But Ace cannot go through door 8, so Lotus scratched the back of her ear.
Huh. Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. That's all you have to say?
She didn't sound particularly bothered by what Jumpy said, nor did she seem particularly surprised. Look at this. She's clever.
Well, let's try and find another way, okay? A way to get out of here with all 8 of us.
That's impossible. Are you being serious? And you do know that only 5 people, at most, can go through one of the numbered doors, right?
This right here.
The number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule. Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
This is the problem right now in their minds.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The moment he said it, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine.
Wait just a second. You're skipping over a really big detail.
Yes, what she said was true, but how Lotus could remain cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond
Is
him.
that really okay? That means 3 people will die in the end. Are you okay with that?
It's such a difficult thing to process in this situation.
That's just...
And if we had the 9th man still with us, they don't know this yet, of course, but how could they? That's the tragedy. Lotus's forehead
You
furrowed.
think I could have a moment alone? There are some things I need to think about.
Yeah, she's thinking 3 steps ahead of everyone else. Junpei and June turned and began walking away from Lotus.
That didn't turn out to be a very pleasant conversation.
Yeah.
Junpei's heart felt heavy and his steps sluggish. But he told himself pessimism would get them nowhere.
Well, regardless,
So he forced himself to smile and turned to June.
let's just focus on finding Snake for now, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. We can think about those other things later.
Yeah,
Junpei nodded.
alright. Where should we go next?
So from here, the first class cabin, this is where Clover is. So it makes sense since we're on B deck. Let's just go check on her.
Let's go take a look at the first class cabin. It's really close.
Yeah, she's upset. She's not gonna want to talk to us. She's gonna snap. I think I remember that. They turned around and took off down the hallway to the left. Outside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of a wall. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Talk to her.
Are you alright?
He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but...
He could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Yeah, I love this. I love this stuff. I'm not regretting my decision to let this play out. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to have been very close to.
Lone,
Her voice was thin and barely audible.
Lone,
Hmm?
Lone. I said leave me alone!
Yeah. Suddenly she was screaming.
You're so annoying! Just go away and leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is pissing me off! Go away, okay? Just go somewhere else! Stop bothering me!
She needs to let it out. She honestly needs to. Junpei was taken aback. Such anger and hate. Jun's eyes had gone wide with surprise as well.
Why are you still here? Didn't you hear me? Huh? Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
Alright, let's go, June.
Yeah, we need to let her approach us when she's ready.
Yeah.
They turned and left Clover. As they did, Junpei glanced back over his shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Oh man, Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
He did his best to push away the misery and depression and force his
So, where do you think we should go next?
We'll go to the one I'm most curious about. The hallway with all the rooms on Z deck.
Hey, why don't we go back to C deck?
We know who's there.
We can take a look at that hallway with all the rooms.
I'm interested to have a conversation with a certain someone.
Okay, let's get going then.
Together they ran down the stairs.
Oh, it's Ace.
Ahead of them, farther down the hallway, they spotted
Hey,
Ace.
Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
What should Junpei do? Let's run to
Let's
him.
go.
With Jun in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them.
Ah, hello there. Snake is... Well, that's obvious, isn't it?
Is it? What do you want to say, huh? What do you want to say there?
I assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
If only someone could point us in the right direction. Wouldn't that be nice?
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. For Clover's sake.
Oh, I'm sure you're really worried, aren't you?
Right.
Jun's face looked kind of enraptured.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
This part. Look at what he's about to say.
Why would you say that?
Yeah, Junpei, why would you say that? Because I can tell. I'm Ace, and I have prosopagnosia, so I couldn't tell if they Why would you say that? The question seems somehow odd to Junpei. I mean, isn't it obvious if you just look at the faces? I'm sorry, guys. I'm having so much fun with this. It's not the disorder I'm making fun of. I hope that's clear. I'm making fun of Ace specifically because we did get him in the previous playthrough, and he's pretending right now. Oh, I'm so worried about them, guys. Well, you know what? Fuck him. I'm just messing with him.
Why? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They
Yeah.
don't look alike at all.
Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, now that you mention it, they don't.
Yeah, now that you mention it. Uh-huh. He's playing along. He's so fake. He's a fake-ass bitch. He's kind of a fun villain. I don't know. I kind of like the reveal the previous time because a problem that I usually have with like twist villains in other kinds of media is that you don't really get to know them for too long until the movie or whatever is over. So you don't really get to enjoy them as villains. But the nature of this game makes it so that the finale was much longer than what you would get if you were watching a movie. And also, you get to play the game multiple times. So you get to go back to moments like this and see the foreshadowing, which at the time, I'm not sure if I would have... Okay, I obviously didn't get it the first time because I was on adventure mode. I didn't have like the extra nuances of like Ace hesitating, Ace, I don't think I would have even gotten it with the extra dialogue, to be honest, but it might have clicked when Lotus mentions prosopagnosia in a while, so in a short while actually. It's right after this, so I wonder. Anyway, now that you mention it,
Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another.
yeah, look at this. Now that you mention it, he's like calling attention to. That was a weird phrase to say. That was a weird thing to say. And I was so like, I was on his side here. Like I was like, oh well, my sister and I don't look like each other. It's not weird. Fuck you, Ace. Fuck you.
It certainly isn't rare.
Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought it was, but he could have sworn that Ace's face tightened as he spoke. Look at this. They're giving you clues. Still don't think I would have gotten this, but I think I might have clicked when I got to Lotus's bit about prosopagnosia, because it's a twist that has been used before in a certain franchise that I'm also a fan of. I'm not saying much, purposely being vague here just to avoid spoilers. It's not like a big reveal or like a big plot point at all, but so it's definitely something I might have thought of.
At any rate, we really must find Snake as soon as possible.
Or I might not.
The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time. Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
You can leave this area to me.
I'm sure you're gonna be so thorough.
All right. Let's go, Jumpy.
At June's urging, they left. They found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was in turmoil.
Something about that was... I'll think on it later. Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority.
Uh-huh. Junpei did his best to clear his
All right,
mind.
where should we go next?
Yeah, he's so bothered by it, but he's gonna keep it in mind for later. Although, I don't know if that's a twist that's gonna come up on this route, because we're not gonna get the dialogue about prosopagnosia, so whatever happens with Ace later on, which I have no idea what's it gonna be, I don't think Junpei's gonna make the connection. That's interesting. So let's go back to the large hospital room where Santa is waiting.
Why don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Okay, let's go then.
They turned and headed back toward the large hospital room.
Hey, wait. That's...
On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door. Man, the people who wrote this game really don't like commas. I'm not saying all of them. Like, I'm not saying all the punctuation mistakes I'm noticing. I'm just going with it. There should be way more commas in this dialogue than they are on the screen.
Santa?
Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? I don't know, guys. What should Junpei do? I think we're gonna find out in the next episode. Yeah, this is probably not the best place to stop, but I think this episode has gone on for long enough, and I've had my fun with Ace already. So we're gonna leave this bit for the next episode, which honestly, I'm not even sure I remember what they're talking about here. Maybe something about the Reds, but I'm not particularly sure about what the point was, because this is also something that wasn't resolved in a previous playthrough, so it's not something I've thought too deeply about. So whatever it is, we'll pay attention to it in the next episode, and we'll see what's up with Santa. All right. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying this series. I'm having so much fun, as you can tell, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye for now.